Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to another video. In today's little video, we are going to be going over the days 4 through 8 severe weather outlooks today. Uh, so currently, for context, the Storm Prediction Center is a forecasting office in Norman, Oklahoma, and they predict storms. Uh, kind of self-explanatory. So, excuse me, I apologize. God bless me, or whatever they say. So today is April 20th. Uh, there is a no severe risk, which means there is a general thunderstorms risk. And the general thunderstorms risk is a 0 out of 5 on the, what do you call it? On the, probability scale. It's 0 to 5. 0 is general thunderstorm, and then a 1 is a marginal, a 2 is a slight, a 3 is an enhanced, a 4 is a moderate, and a 5 is a high. We've only ever gotten to moderate risk this year. We've never gotten a high risk this year. It's very rare to get high risks. Some years don't have a high risk whatsoever. Some can have 2, 3, 4. 2011 had like, I believe, 4, maybe. Could be a little bit more than 4. I really don't know, but you had April like 13 through 15th or something like that, and then April 24th or 25th to 28th. So yeah, 2011 was a crazy year. Um, However, today there's a no severe risk. Same thing as tomorrow. Wednesday, there's a marginal risk. We're just gonna take a brief look at it. I mean, it's nothing really of significance so far. It's just a marginal risk that extends from the Texas Panhandle and kind of northwest Texas, all the way up through the Oklahoman Panhandle, into Nebraska, into a very small sliver of northeastern Colorado, into Nebraska, and into South Dakota. There really isn't anything significant about this risk just yet, so we're not really going to cover it. Uh, Today and tomorrow, the risk should be quite pristine. Yeah. Today and tomorrow should be quite pristine in terms of weather. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be great across the board. However, uh, general thunderstorms, they're definitely needed across the country. So it wasn't like it's not going to be terrible. But yeah. Anyways, I digress. There's a more pressing matter in in this position, basically, in this scenario, I should say. Uh, Thursday and Friday have both severe weather risks associated with them. The day 4 risk, or Thursday severe weather, has a slight risk equivalent, or a 15% risk of severe weather. Slight risk equivalent, 15% risk of severe weather. It goes from Oklahoma all the way up through Arkansas, a very small sliver, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, and all the way into portions of extreme southern Minnesota. That's for Thursday. Then you go over to Friday, it kind of takes up the Ark-La-Tex region, the Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas region, most of Arkansas, northwest Louisiana, northeast Texas, eastern Oklahoma, and southwest Missouri. They're all in the crosshairs for severe weather on Friday. So, yeah, but Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week all look pristine in terms of severe weather. And pristine, it's definitely a word I shouldn't necessarily be using, but according to according to just the uh, just the Storm Prediction Center alone, it kind of could be a little bit pristine. No severe weather risk is delineated yet because of just general uncertainty regarding severe weather. Does it mean it's pristine? No. Now that I'm thinking of it, I don't really know why I said pristine. I just kind of did. Wasn't necessarily a Freudian slip. It's just yeah, it's just something I said. But yeah, day 4 and day 5, Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the risk zones. Let's read the description, shall we? All right, so uh, day 4 through 8, convective outlook, National Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center, Norman, Oklahoma, 3:58 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Monday, April 20th, 2026. Valid April 23rd, 12Z to April 28th, 12Z. Discussion. In the days preceding this forecast period, a long wave trough will develop across the western United States. This feature will persist across the western and central United States through the forecast period, supporting a multi-day severe weather threat across portions of the central United States. On Thursday, day 4, a lobe of vorticity will rotate around the closed mid-level low across the northern Rockies. This will reinforce a surface cyclone as it moves north into Canada. As this low moves north, a combined dryline/cold front will move east into an increasingly moist environment across the Central Plains. The air mass ahead of the front should destabilize during the day. On Thursday, with most unstable convective available potential energy values over 1,000 joules per kilogram, very possible into portions of Minnesota. Thunderstorms should develop across portions of northeast Kansas into Iowa during the late afternoon as height falls overspread the surface front. These storms should quickly build southward along the front into portions of Oklahoma and southern Kansas. Kinematic fields initially should support supercells, but mid-level flow will increasingly become parallel to the front, suggesting that thunderstorms will grow upscale into one or more linear segments. The surface front, augmented by convective outflows, will continue to push south and east into the southern plains and the greater Ark-La-Tex region overnight Thursday into Friday, day 5, before stalling out. Forecast soundings along and ahead of the frontal boundary indicate an unstable and uncapped environment with vertical shear between 30 to 40 knots that should support additional severe thunderstorms Friday afternoon into the evening and the overnight across portions of eastern Oklahoma and Arkansas. By Saturday, day 6, the larger scale flow across the southern plains will begin to respond to a low latitude trough moving into southern California by once again becoming increasingly southwesterly. Embedded perturbations within this southwest flow ahead of the main trough will support an ongoing severe weather threat across the southern plains. However, the location of various surface boundaries, dry line, outflow, frontal, will be predicated on the evolution of prior days of convection and the timing of the aforementioned perturbations in the mid-level flow. Thus, while pattern recognition suggests severe weather will be possible on days 6 through 8, certainty as to the location of greatest severe potential at any given day remains too low to highlight with unconditional probabilities at this time. So, the Storm Prediction Center has insinuated that severe weather is very possible Saturday into Sunday into Monday. However, it's just that there are too many uncertainties within the models to actually, demarcate a severe weather risk. And I completely understand what the Storm Prediction Center is doing and has always been doing. If you don't know, models are just computerized models, and they have a ton of algorithms, and they always have some sort of uniqueness about them. They always have some sort of bias. Uh, let's say this is a real life example. The Rapid Refresh Forecast System A always likes to overhype and overdo convection, and the HRRR, or High Resolution Rapid Refresh model, always likes to have a sort of warmer temperature bias. Biases are just, the models like this solution and favor this more than this solution. They don't favor this. Like, again, for example, with the Rapid Refresh Forecast System A, the RRFS, or Rufus as we like to call it, the Rufus model favors, for some reason, a more apocalyptic convective scenario rather than a more milder event. I mean, regardless, they are still kind of, quote, reliable, end quote, uh, and they still are all used by the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center. So it's not like they're bad, it's just that biases need to be ruled out. And biases need to also be understood and uh, synthesized so that people can understand what a certain model is trying to say and also what it's trying to say without a bias. Uh, you have to understand that even with biases, models are still trying to say things uh, with or without biases. So yeah, that's really it. So please be aware of severe weather if you live from Oklahoma to Minnesota, south of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Excuse me. South of the Minneapolis-St. Paul region, in extreme southern Minnesota. So basically from Oklahoma City to the Iowa-Minnesota border, or anywhere in this yellow region. This is for Thursday's severe weather threat. Friday's severe weather threat is a little bit different, further south, and it's more regional. It basically still includes it still includes Oklahoma, but eastern Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, most of Arkansas, central and western Arkansas, into very extreme portions of northwest Louisiana and northeast Texas, basically including the Arklatex region. So we can't really say for sure if there is going to be a major severe weather threat because of certain things mentioned, like the low-level shear. It will become increasingly backed and parallel, which would further support a damaging wind threat rather than a tornado threat. However, the details are still coming to us, still coming in hot. So we really have to just sit back, relax, and watch what the Storm Prediction Center's doing, and then just get a feel for everything. But yeah, I really have nothing much to say other than the fact that please be vigilant of this. This is the severe weather outlook for Wednesday. I did mention it briefly in the beginning of the video, but I kind of just glossed over it. Please just be aware of this severe weather risk from the Texas Panhandle all the way to South Dakota. It really shouldn't be much of an issue. The risk for severe weather in this case is very limited and cannot be demarcated, as that's how limited it is. Now, crazy things have happened in marginal risks. Earlier in the year, the Union City, Michigan EF3 happened, and that was in a marginal risk. So anything can happen. Now, am I really saying that severe weather will happen like that in the marginal risk? No. However, just still, please be vigilant. Remember, if you are under a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning from Wednesday through Friday and onward, uh, go move to the basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building and avoid windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Now, the National Weather Service always says that when they issue warnings, and that's just because that's really what you should do. Do people do that? No, they don't. And I am one of those people who doesn't shelter in a severe thunderstorm warning. Because one, I don't have a shelter, I live in a mobile home. And two, I can understand what severe weather does, and I know what's good for me and what's good for my family. I'm trying to be as reasonable and as not as like jumping to conclusions or jumping the gun or anything. But yeah, so uh, I officially don't have anything else to say. So have a wonderful day, everybody.